How does a minor German princess with no claim to the Russian throne become one of its most powerful rulers? This is no fairy tale. Born Sophie von Anhalt-Zerbst, she was noble but poor. Her only path to significance was a strategic marriage. When Empress Elizabeth of Russia sought a bride for her nephew, Sophie was chosen for her lack of political baggage and supposed malleability. At 15, Sophie and her mother journeyed to Russia, stepping into a world of opulence and danger. The Russian court was a viper's nest, and Sophie had to adapt or be destroyed. She realized survival meant becoming more Russian than the Russians themselves. Sophie threw herself into learning the language, customs, and Orthodox faith. Her transformation culminated in a public ceremony. She renounced her Lutheran faith and became Yekaterina Alexeyevna, Catherine. The German princess was gone. In her place stood a Grand Duchess crafted for a Russian future. This was her first strategic victory. She was no longer an outsider. Catherine had shed her foreign skin and wrapped herself in the mantle of her new homeland. Her loyalty was now to Russia, and Russia alone. The stage was set for her next move. The pawn was ready to become a queen. Catherine's marriage to Grand Duke Peter was a disaster from the start. Peter was immature, obsessed with Prussia, and indifferent to Russia and his wife. While Catherine studied Russian history and philosophy, Peter played with toy soldiers and humiliated her. Isolated and lonely, Catherine found solace in books, especially the works of Enlightenment thinkers. These ideas became her secret weapon, shaping her understanding of power and rule. She cultivated friendships with influential nobles and military figures, presenting herself as a true Russian patriot. Her private apartments became a hub for political discussion, while Peter's circle descended into drunken foolishness. The marriage remained unconsummated for years, fueling court gossip and pressure for an heir. Eventually, Catherine took a lover, Sergei Saltykov, and gave birth to a son, Paul, securing her position at court. The paternity was questioned, but Catherine had done what was necessary. She was playing a long game, building alliances and biding her time. The seeds of revolution were quietly taking root. Empress Elizabeth's death put Peter III on the throne and Russia on edge. His reign lasted just 6 months, marked by disastrous decisions and national humiliation. Peter ended the war with Prussia, returned conquered lands, and forced the army into Prussian uniforms, alienating the military. He attacked the Orthodox Church, mocked its rituals, and offended the deeply religious Russian people. Peter was seen as a foreigner, a heretic, and a threat to Russia's identity. For Catherine, his reign was perilous. Peter flaunted his mistress, threatened divorce, and talked of locking her away. Catherine realized she was no longer just unloved, she was in mortal danger. Peter's incompetence was her opportunity, his cruelty her warning. She had to act or be destroyed. The empire was ready for change. Catherine's moment was coming. The throne was within reach. As Peter unraveled his own authority, Catherine built hers in secret. Her key allies were the Orlov brothers, charismatic officers in the Imperial Guard, especially Grigory Orlov, her lover and the plot's driving force. They spread discontent among the troops, painting Peter as a traitor and Catherine as Russia's savior. The conspiracy grew, drawing in nobles, statesmen, and the powerful Guards regiments. Catherine promised stability and Russian glory, winning over the kingmakers of the empire. Meetings were held in secret, coded messages passed, and Catherine played the dutiful wife while orchestrating a coup. One wrong move meant ruin, but Peter remained oblivious. The storm was about to break. The plot was forced into action when a conspirator was arrested. There was no time left. In the early hours of June 28, 1762, Catherine was awakened. It is time. She slipped out of the palace and raced to the Izmailovsky Guards barracks. The soldiers greeted her with cheers, swearing allegiance. Regiment after regiment joined her, and the church anointed her as empress. The people of St. Petersburg celebrated. By midday, Catherine controlled the capital. Only Peter remained. When he learned of the coup, he panicked, tried to flee, then surrendered without a fight. Catherine led the guards to confront him. He signed his abdication and was taken into custody. In a single, audacious day, Catherine seized the Russian throne. The coup was swift, bloodless, and complete. The German princess had become empress. Russia had a new ruler. The age of Catherine the Great had begun. Catherine's crown was won, but not secure. Peter was still alive, a threat to her rule. Days later, news arrived. Peter was dead, supposedly in a drunken brawl. No one believed it. The shadow of regicide would haunt Catherine, but she moved quickly to consolidate power. She reversed Peter's hated policies, restored the church's lands, and honored the military. Catherine presented herself as the true heir to Peter the Great, embracing Russian culture and Orthodox rituals. Her rise from obscure princess to absolute ruler was a testament to her intelligence, ambition, and ruthlessness. She had outmaneuvered her husband, charmed the court, and bent Russia's institutions to her will. Her coup was a turning point, setting Russia's course for decades. Catherine would expand the empire, reform its laws, and preside over a golden age. Her legacy as Catherine the Great was forever sealed.